Boom.
Boom.
We're live.
Hello,
What
sir.
what episode are we on?
This will be number 4.
Number four. Look at us being consistent and all that.
Hmm.
Good. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I still had a pang of fear before we hit record. Don't know how you feel.
I'm good. I'm
You're
good.
good. You're good.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I've got nothing to hide.
No. Do I?
Hmm.
Question. Hmm.
Well, I mean, I've just made that commitment, right? And
Hmm.
you've been with that intention to committing that too. So
Yeah, man.
yeah, committing to what was that commitment you made last week?
It's authenticity to presence to moving towards unconditional love.
Yeah, but there was like this real sort of fuck it moment you had last Monday, I
Hmm.
think it was. And it was like all about not last Monday, Monday before.
Yeah, man.
I'm done. You were
I'm
like
done.
done.
I'm done with suffering. And
Mm,
if I really am the one, like Neo from the Matrix, there's nothing to fucking fear.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So,
Oh.
like the self-awareness that fear is present,
Mm,
it's like that's the messenger, right? When we talk about the emotional guidance system,
absolutely.
what's the fear here to tell me that I'm out of alignment with?
Same with the anxiety.
Mm.
Emotional guidance system, I like that.
Hmm.
Mm, emotional guidance system.
Just,
Yeah, because we already spoke briefly about that, about like anxiety being your, how do you relate to it? Is it bad? Is it, are you using it as some sort of villain?
Mhm.
Or is it just a signpost to let you know that, you're out of alignment and could literally be pointing you to just let out a fucking big scream and be done with it and move on? Or that you're just not in alignment with where you are. You're not
Yeah.
in your authenticity. And so it's just a gentle nudge initially. The nudges can get bigger if you ignore them, that's for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've decided that I am full spiritual now. I've got myself a rock around my neck, you know. I'm drinking this mate from this
Mm.
spiritual goblet of fire and energy.
Cool.
Look at me.
Awesome. But that's the thing is like there's nothing wrong with any of that, but
Hmm.
that's authentic to you, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was just
You're
fucking
not.
around paradising it a bit, but yeah, yeah.
Mm. And to all the people that like really go into it, and they're like full harems and fucking crystals and tarot and everything everywhere. It's like, yeah, cool, cool.
Yeah.
Is that authentic though, or
Yeah.
are you performing,
Is it fashion?
or is it fashion? Is it like
Yeah.
it's like you're trying to put on that mask or identity,
Hmm. Something
to
I really like in Norway, it's like people dress for the occasion. So like when you go to the woods, you have your hiking gear and it's like everyone's got, for the cross-country skiing, everyone's got their kit, and then you just got people in like very sort of, I don't know, like loose stuff. I don't know, like there's some people that I'm someone that can just be comfortable in like jeans and a shirt and a suit, or I can be comfortable in like just chill, loose clothing. My favorite is around wintertime where I get to put on all that tactical hiking gear and the hiking boots and everything, and I have
mm.
my buff and I pretend that I'm, special forces in the winter here and
Yeah, when you haven't done your leg in.
fucking minus 30 degrees.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that's an interesting trip we made up to the cabin.
Yeah.
Reminds me then, yeah,
Yeah, that was
we
fun.
had to pull you back on the little ski thing.
My knee was fucked.
Yeah.
And then I never did a trip like that again without snowshoes, without
Mm.
Yeah, that helps massively. Mm.
But that all that talk about being comfortable in different clothes just reminds me of, when I did the mentoring with Julian. One of the challenges, because he's big about exposure therapy, is go out and wear something that's old and knackered or something that you're not feeling too comfortable about being in public.
Mm. Mm.
Because that'll show you a lot about yourself.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
You're still seeking that validation from outside of yourself.
Mm.
I started going when I did that, I was going to work in like proper trackies and everything. Whereas
Jesus.
whereas before it was like every day I'd turn up in like this very specific work shirt, looking smart with black trousers and everything.
Yeah. Uh,
But they were accommodating with that, so that was quite cool. They knew everything
mm.
I was doing, and they were quite
Oh,
into
nice.
it. It's quite cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that is cool.
Mhm.
Look at that. There we go. Well, fuck me, man. Kind of feel like I've manifested Spain into Norway in the summer. Because when I got back from Spain, it was started to rain here. It was starting to get colder. And people were like, oh, that's it. The Norwegians were like, summer's done. And I was like, no, it's not. And it got 30 degrees and, you know, fucking boiling. Be careful what you wish for as well, because it's a bit of a pain in the butt.
Yeah, it's been quite warm here as well.
Yeah.
It's cooled down now. I'm in the UK, by the way, for those that don't know.
Mm,
Yeah, it's like 20 degrees today. It was like 30
mm,
last week.
mm,
But it's quite humid in the UK, so it can be like sticky and moist.
mm.
People don't like that word. Moist.
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 It's a nice word. It's a cozy word.
Mm,
Moist.
moist.
Yeah. And we all know what everyone was thinking when that word was pronounced. Yeah.
So,
So yeah, just on that point as well, like I was just thinking before about, the different gateways or the different portals or types of maybe prayer or permission slips, right, that people have, and like into this work and into the connection with themselves, God, everything. And I was just thinking about it a bit, and yeah, whatever works for you, right?
mm,
Like, if you truly believe that those crystals channel some sort of energy that benefits you, then that's going to work.
yeah,
And if it's authentic to you,
yeah.
just as long as it's authentic and you really do embody that with your whole being, and just the same as breath work, just the same as prayer, just the same as, you know, there's so many modalities, so many different ways
Mm,
into this. Just like there's so many different religions and so many different Eastern philosophies and everything, and it's like nothing is the one. It all leads back to the same. There's many roads to the portal, the same, like taking psychedelics, for example, you can very quickly get an experience as well. So I've heard.
hmm. Yeah, man. Mm,
Friend told me. Uh, and yeah,
yeah, man.
you know,
It's like,
so
with the whole crystals thing, there's Reiki healing, and there's people that have had benefits from that. And there's like Chinese medicine, you know. So for me, it's like it's more about how sincere and authentic are you with your practice that you've chosen.
yeah, things like Qigong though as well and all of
Mm,
that. Like I'm very new at it, but it's definitely I think it's because of the intent, the energy that you embody with it as well. There's a whole practice of smiling at yourself as well, smiling at your heart, smiling at your internal organs, smiling at your whole body, being grateful for being able to move. There's a lot of like gratitude and joy in that practice that makes it really beneficial, I feel. It sets the body into this nice, calm, parasympathetic state, and yeah, it's definitely something to it. And
Mm.
weren't we talking the other day as well about, these Eastern philosophies and medicines and all of that, they've been on this for thousands of years, and
Mm.
science is pretty new compared to that and catching up to it, essentially. A lot of the what was once thought woo-woo is actually no longer woo-woo, it's something to it.
Starting to catch up. Yeah.
It's nice in a
Mm.
way, even though, intention is not to seek validation or approval, but like, and to really trust like what works for you. And that knowing, occupying that knowing is important because if it feels that you sort of slot in, like you slotted into this state of knowing
Mhm.
where, anytime the mind scatters or just, you start to doubt or fear, if you can bring yourself to that stillness of just knowing, nothing, knowing, just knowing, no specifics,
Mm.
and just go from there.
Which is
It's
a
like
very present
yeah,
act
yeah,
with no extra stuff on top. Yeah.
mm, no truth, like no like added, attachments or anything like that. Just this knowing and go from there, start from there, and that intuition, and that you're in the right place at the right time,
Hmm.
and then you just go from there. That's a very quick shift, and that immediately dispels doubt and fear. Um, no matter what, because it's just knowing and you feel it inside you and it feels good and it feels aligned. So I was just thinking about that the other day as well, just occupying that knowing that you're never really lost if you actually sit still and just listen and occupy that space as well. And that, if you don't know the answer, that's okay. You're not meant to know all the answers intellectually.
Mm.
Um, it's all experiential, and the answers become clear. So just keep occupying that space.
Yeah, man.
Something that really came up for me in integration last week.
Mm. Sounds like something very similar to what you'd call the I am state. You know,
Mm,
that came up for me when you said that. It's just very still present. There's, it's just me here with myself
mm,
and allowing the thoughts just to do what they're going to do. You know
mm.
what I mean? That
Yeah.
knowing of I'm here and I exist.
Mm,
It's okay. Everything's going to be fine.
mm. Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. And that's funny because I wrote that about 10 minutes before we started.
Mm.
Occupying the I am space, living from the preference.
Mm.
Prayer, intention to live from this state. How often are you really training this?
Hmm.
You know, um, how often are you actually? Because I recognized in myself over the past half year, given all of the stuff that was happening in the 3D and going on, that I really got lost in engaging with it, and I wasn't actually committing to that state that I wanted or that life that I wanted uh, to my preference, right? And I didn't really know how. It just all sent me on all sorts of directions and unfocused and scattered and doubts and fear. And yeah, just went through all of that phase again. And it's like you think it's just once that you go through all of it, but
Mm.
as I said in another podcast, like it was just another level.
Hmm.
At a much like stronger, it felt more intense, stronger, like more, a bit more challenging to overcome. So it was like a bigger test, right?
Mm.
And like,
It's just
yeah,
the dip of of the wave, you know.
yeah, and then
Gonna get
completely
back.
abandoning faith.
Yeah, yeah.
I abandoned that. I was like, fuck you. Like, honestly, like, fuck you.
Mm,
Fuck life, fuck God, fuck everything. Because it was like, I don't care if this is some sort of test or a challenge, like, my children have literally been separated from me. And how am I supposed to be okay with that?
mm,
You know?
mm,
And, and yeah, and then I got my ass kicked.
mm.
And, and then,
Because yeah, it's like whatever you put out, you get back.
mm, yeah,
But it's not.
yeah.
I don't
And I
see.
fought against it and struggled against it. And yeah. And didn't sit to, I wasn't humble enough, I think. Like, wasn't humble enough to also admit that I didn't know the way this time. And despite being a coach and everything, that it's okay not to know. And because as a coach, I don't have all the answers anyway. Like, I coach people in a way that helps them draw out the best answers for themselves, right?
Mhm.
Um, so like, it's not up to me to know. And like you said the other day, it was like, give it all to God, right? Give it
Mhm.
all that anger. So if that scream needs to come out, it's not yours to keep in. Like, give it to God. It's not your burden.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like, I'm not Christian and I don't subscribe to the religions in any way, like any of the dogma, but like, I can really draw those analogies
Mm.
and metaphors and things from that.
Mhm.
Where it's like, yeah, just give it all, give it all. It doesn't belong. It's not yours to make a property of, you know?
Yeah, man. Mm.
And so if the rage needs to come out, give it up. Like, really give it up. And that is a way to worship yourself and worship God or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, man. Well, because those two aren't separate either. So
No, exactly.
loving yourself is loving God.
Mm,
I mean, that is the worship.
mm,
But you see how, yeah, the ego can get wrapped up in its story of blaming and needing to control things. Because
mm,
needing to know the answers also is trying to control it.
mm. Absolutely. And then I really thought back, I got honest with myself and I was like, I haven't been humble enough, like knowing, trying to be in knowing, but like intellectually and not actually doing the practice, not actually living from the preference and thinking about it. And,
Mm,
just before as well, I was like thinking about, like just, I won't say it because I do believe in shutting the fuck up a little bit on your manifestations and just keeping it inside for yourself, that energy for yourself. That's the kind of energy that you should keep inside you.
mm,
It's like that good feeling and just let it, not keep it locked in, but like just keep it to yourself and then just radiate it out as an experience, not in words. Because I
mm.
feel like a lot of this gets lost in words, lost in,
Yeah.
you,
I, f-
yeah.
I feel like if you put the feeling first, then the words
Mm,
reflects it. Whereas if you're just trying to force the words out, saying, I'm really desperately trying to put this out there,
mm,
then there's the disconnect because you're not in the feeling.
mm.
You're escaping into your head, which is
Yeah.
what the ego wants. Yeah.
It's also to be wise enough as well and aware enough that not everyone has your best interest at heart as well.
Mm,
Even people you think were close to you as well.
right.
At least. And like, yeah, like jealousy, envy, it's out there. And so just it
Mm,
can also show you like it can be a good filter, obviously, and but don't expect that people are going to be cheering and that you should just be cheering for yourself.
mm,
The minute that you try to look for that kind of validation, you're going to get smacked.
yeah. Mm,
Uh,
hmm.
and but yeah, like li really living from the preference, and just thinking, just seeing like where we are in terms of our social media, in terms of our reach, in terms of our client portfolio, in terms of all of that, and just like really like, like yeah, that's the good life, and that's what I want, and and just like really occupying that space and just ruminating in it, or like but with feeling,
Mm.
and just like
Because that,
yeah, like, and it's completely possible as well that that was the download that came like this is done, you know, and
yeah, it's happening.
it's
And
happening.
part of that cool shift that I noted from you was like, rather than going, oh, we need to get our numbers up, it was like, oh, look, you've got 300 people looking at
Mm,
that video. So that's 300 people we've helped. That's
mm.
300 people we've reached.
And
That's
if you think about it in
300
terms of like
people.
a room,
Yeah.
300 people's a lot,
Yeah.
you know, shit. So,
Yeah.
so, so
Which
it's,
is that you can see the two beliefs, the lack
mm,
versus abundance,
mm,
and how it can be so tempting to
mm,
flip into lack and go, oh no, it needs to be better than it is.
That's why I stayed away from social media for such a long time because it was so easy to just keep chasing the numbers and keep chasing the validation and keep chasing like and it was never enough. And it was like, actually, what if it was enough? Just like this. What
Mm,
if it was enough? Because it is, because each of those people, if you reach out to them, you know, you connect with them and you know, you have this gratitude for liking your video, like one like on a video or 7 likes or whatever, it's like that means something. And to draw all of the meaning that serves you again at the end of the day, right? Like we talk about developing that model, that frame that you live through, which is like take what's serving you, make it serve you. Like it, and if you look at, say, you've put out a piece of content and there's let's say 7 likes, yeah, and you're like, oh, only 7 likes. How is that serving you? You
mm,
know, and the reflection will be that you'll probably get less or get about the same, and you may never that kind of attitude. I don't see how that will actually return more and more
mm,
expansion, more growth. Whereas it's like, wow, 7 people actually like my shit. Let me click on them. Let me see their profile. Let me connect with them. Let me thank them for, you know, spending some time,
mm.
uh, you know, watching our content.
Yeah, man. Which
And
is coming
then,
from that place of love.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so if what you put out is what you get back, then
Hmm.
you're going to get more experiences of that gratitude, of that, ah, these people that I'm serving. Great.
Hmm.
Awesome. Which, it's going to increase. You're going to get more of it.
Hmm.
Whatever you put your attention on, you get more of.
Hmm.
Whereas you're coming from that place of not enough, need more, this isn't good as it is, then
Hmm.
you're never going to get there. Or it's going to be suffering, lots
Hmm.
of effort. And and for me, it's like who I was before listening to that would be like, well, it doesn't feel enough. So if I just force myself to feel grateful
Hmm.
for these 7 likes that I have, then that'll get it working.
Hmm.
But you're not coming from a good place with that.
Yeah.
That's not authentic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it is authentic, it would return you whatever that kind of attitude is, right?
Mm,
As well. You'd have to look to change your ways a little bit if
mm,
you want more. It depends what your goal is, really.
mm,
I mean, I think it all comes down to intention too. For me, it's just a pleasure to be able to just talk about this and
mm.
finally get a podcast. I mean, I've been looking to get a podcast going since 2018, and I just never stepped up to it. You know, I think I was waiting for someone to join in that as well, because yeah, I could solo cast, I could look for my own guests and everything, but it was a bit like I preferred to have like a co a co-conspirator is the
Yeah.
word that came out, like a partner in crime, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and yeah, and just from doing this now, 4 episodes in the masterclass that we did as well, and recording all of that, it's like, wow, it's a long time coming, but it's good. It's good. I don't care too much. I mean, I got a little space now here that I may just turn into a bit of a studio for both music, but also for a podcast, and just have a little armchair there with a good mic as well. I'm going to get a better mic, I promise.
No, you
Because I
sound
realized,
great. You sound great.
yeah, but there's still that kind of emptiness in the room, like from the recordings. It's like it's more, there's too much space in the mic because it's not a dynamic mic, or the room isn't untreated.
Yeah.
The room is untreated, so I need to either treat the room or get a dynamic mic. And I think like the easiest thing is going to be to get the dynamic mic for now,
Yeah.
and then eventually treat the room with a bunch of sound stuff. But yeah, that's going to be the project.
Hmm.
And then yeah, have a little sofa, corner sofa in here, and a little table with different mics on, so we can have like physical guests on as well.
Mm.
Slap the camera on too, maybe have a couple of different cameras.
Mm.
Could be cool. Like make the most of it. And yeah, like really go in with it. So it could be fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Could be fun.
Mm.
Yeah, but just being able to sit down and talk and get this out for myself more than for anyone else listening. Like I don't mean that in a bad way, and I mean that in just that that's the intention. It's more to put this out, to talk about this, to see how it's received as well, to have dialogues with people,
Mm-hmm.
and because I feel like a lot of people may still be in the closet about all of this as well. Um, you know, uh, same with things like psychedelic therapy, or same with things like yeah, just like in general about manifestation and about spiritualism and being spiritual. And it's like I think that's the commitment we made a while back as well. It's just like fuck it. We've experienced the shit working
Mm.
in this way. And I thought to myself, I had a bit more of an intellectual exercise about it as well. And I was like, you know what? Let's say that we're bonkers, that we're mad, that we're just like, whatever. But if all this is a model, a mindset model to operate from, it's a very good one because it teaches you a lot of things like not being attached to outcome, authenticity, all of these things as well. Like within the way for manifestation to actually work for you in the way that you want and to achieve those things that you want is paralleled with a lot of coaching models. That's why I liked it and got into it as well, because I saw the similarities and I was like,
Mm.
okay, well, this could be very useful if applied correctly, because a lot of people are applying the same kind of lack mindset and all of this stuff to the manifestation, where it's like, wishful thinking more than anything.
Banging your head against
Uh,
the wall. Yeah.
yeah, I already did that once. I'm not doing it again in a video. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, if this is all bollocks and just isn't true, then there's no loss. It's a
Mm,
win-win situation
mm,
to readjust the way you approach your emotions and the things you've been
mm,
through, and to see life as serving you, and
mm,
to see others as you,
mm,
to love them as you love yourself more.
mm,
You know what I mean?
mm,
Rather than me against you and judge, 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 which is only hurting
mm,
yourself. You know what I mean?
mm,
It's
mm.
even if manifestation is not real, then that model of seeing reality is still beneficial. So what's there to lose?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I just had a thought pop up as well, which I'll share with you off camera. But like, I think we're going to be releasing a course, pretty soon as well on this because we've been quite honestly we've been giving out a lot of value and the masterclass is free, but that masterclass will soon not be. That's a valuable piece of uh, production that we've made. And there are courses out there that I've done myself and bought myself that I think value-wise or content-wise is a lot less or hides more, and then you have to buy the upsell for, level 2 or level 3, and then there's the coaching after that, which is fine, it's all good. But I think given what we've given out in that free masterclass, like that itself is a course and it's course worthy.
Hmm.
It's made me think a lot about this kind of brand of real spiritual dynamics as well.
Hmm.
And that's I think the direction that, this is where we're really what our niche is, right, in this space, what our USP is, right?
Right. Mm.
Yeah. Not UPS, that's a shit delivery system. USP. I think UPS has that notoriety everywhere. I mean, I've lived in different countries and I've used them in all different countries, and they're all it's manifest that UPS suddenly becomes the greatest logistics service in the world.
Mm.
Uh, your
Mm.
packages do arrive.
Yes.
You don't have to travel 60 miles to pick it up. Um, but yeah, just
Mm.
thinking about that, like what our USP is in this and our intentions and why we came into this space and kind of like just popped into this space now and did away with our own closetry on it as well. Like,
Hmm.
being in the closet about it and like just talking about it between you and me and keeping it on the down low with like, no, like this is actually we can serve people here.
Hmm.
We can really serve people here and be of value to people and at least be a space and a safe space for people to go, you know, this is okay to operate from here. And again, it might not be for everyone. You might be listening to this and thinking, what a load of bollocks. And we have had comments from some people like, are you serious? This and that, blah, blah, what a load of shit, bullshit, all this. And it's like, much love to you. Like, I hope you find something that works for you. And that could be something more scientific. It could be something in a different religion. Could be, whatever works for you. We talked back before about what is your permission slip, right? And
Hmm.
so many people are looking for what is the right permission slip. It's like, what is the right book? Is it the Bible, the Quran, or the fucking Tao, or this and that? And it's like it doesn't matter. Pick one and go with it. And if it feels aligned with you, then that's the one.
What feels real?
Yeah.
What feels true?
What feels true and true in a way where you don't have to Bible bash it. And equally,
Yeah.
as in, like, I would say not Bible bash because that's singling out all the Christian brethren out there. Like,
Yeah.
preach, right? But you
Yeah.
don't have to, because if you're preaching, where's that coming from? Are you trying to convince people or are you trying to convince yourself? I think it's
Mm.
more about like, you don't believe it enough yourself, therefore you have to preach it.
Yeah. That's
It's,
what happened to me with all this, you know?
okay, yeah, it happens to all
Yeah.
of us, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like you find this new piece of information and it resonates with you. You're like, oh fuck, this feels true. But I
Right.
feel like the ego then goes in and it's like, oh, you can't get too close to the truth. You now need to go and preach it to everyone else because you don't really, really believe it yet.
Mm,
So you going out and preaching it means that you stop moving towards it as much
mm,
on an understanding experiential level. Let's keep it all up
mm,
here.
mm. And there are like really good. I mean, like you could say that this is us preach. I just see preaching as more like you're talking at people,
Mm,
rather than ex being in the experience yourself and kind of in that energy and inviting people in to that
mm,
space, and they can have like a real experience of it, what it's like, and maybe they test you with questions or like they trigger at you, and like you're able to hold that space for them, and you go, yeah, that's okay,
mm,
man. Like
mm,
as I said, if anyone has an issue, we're always happy to talk. I'd love to bring people on with different opinions. Um, people who have found different permission slips, people who are all into this, like honestly, hit us up and we're happy to talk about this stuff because it's cool. It's awesome. We like it.
Cool. I'm gonna have to pause quick.
Yeah,
Cool. We're back. Just
cool.
need a quick bathroom break. But yeah.
Why do you have such a weak prostate, man?
This is my prostate.
Yeah. Manifest a stronger prostate. Uh, um, yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
So yeah, getting people on that might not agree with us is also something that would be cool, you know?
yeah.
Because, you know,
Mm.
if
Mm.
if what, if what feels threatened, if what can be threatened isn't actually real, then if anything, if anyone comes on and challenges us in a way that we feel, oh, I need to like fight back against this,
Mm.
then it's showing us something within ourselves as well,
Mm.
you know?
Yeah, we're just gonna murder you on the podcast, shut you down, cancel you.
Yeah, always the best. We know the truth and you
Yeah.
suck. It's not. No.
I don't know. I feel everything's welcome. I
It
always
should be.
get
It
this.
should be.
I
But
always get this quote right of Voltaire, which is what was it? Like I may not agree with what you say, but I will go to my death defending your right to say it. And I've always enjoyed that
mm,
quote because it's very inclusive, and I think in today's kind of cancel culture, wokeism, like extreme polarity that there is in society, or at least appears to be, because it's almost just this loud noise online mainly, and in common or mainstream media, but very divisive. I feel like that quote is and that attitude is the other way, right? When everyone's going left, go right.
mhm.
And yeah, just inviting people in. I don't care where from, what walk of life. Just yeah, nice conversations, which is what this is all about.
Mm. Yeah, man. I think as you can see out there, it's crazy. It's people defending themselves and what they feel is right,
Mm.
and having and being completely blind and deaf
Yeah.
to the anything that opposes that.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes my mind has gone to like, what will people think of me vaping? Like, oh, it can't be that spiritual. And like, I was just thinking, like, well, first of all, I don't care.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Second of all, I don't care. It's
Mm.
I think for me, it's a point as well to show that you don't have to be anything. You don't have to, like, yes, it is ideal to train, to exercise, to have some sort of movement. It doesn't have to be gym, something you enjoy. Treat your body more like a temple. Nutrition's good because how you feel, it's always the intention. And then also, but it's more like showing that you don't have to be this super fucking like Buddhist, you know, Zen being, a spiritual sort of yogic, don't know how to explain it, to be in this.
Yeah.
And this is why, because I feel like not everyone's going to relate to that, and then they're going to feel like it's something not achievable for them because they're not,
Hmm.
they don't have a shaven head and a robe, or they don't wear harem, what was it you call harem pants,
Yeah, yeah.
and like have a big ass rock, around their neck, or crystals, or like, they don't do ayahuasca, they don't want to do ayahuasca, like fair enough, but it's not necessary.
Yeah.
Um, just as long as you feel it's finding it's because it is very personal.
Hmm.
Right, we spoke about this as well. It's a very personal journey and what that means to you, and your expression of spirituality is
Yeah.
exactly what the world needs, because there's enough of like copycatting and
Mm.
because you were here to express an individual unique perspective and expression of life of God, right? So find out what that is, align with you, who you are, which is all about the letting go and everything that we teach and have spoken about, and then express that to the max. And I think that is the prayer, right? That is the worship. If you want to talk about worshiping God or worshiping life, and that's the worship, is like that commitment to discovering who you are and then expressing the fuck out of it into the world.
Mm.
And then, when you when your physical body dies, it's like you've like had the ride, man.
Mm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You think
exactly.
about like Ozzy Osbourne, who just died, we just spoke about him, like motherfucker, like that guy was unique, you
Mm.
know.
Hmm.
And he wasn't exactly the pinnacle of let's say saintly health or anything like that, but what a character. And
Yeah. Yeah,
and
yeah.
he was just himself, and the impact that had, you know.
Yeah.
So
And you don't have
mm,
to be Ozzy Osbourne,
mm-mm,
but can you be you?
yeah.
Can you be the Ozzy Osbourne of your own life?
Mm,
You know what I mean?
mm,
Is that enough?
mm,
Because you're talking about the expectation, people seeing these as monks and stuff, and people that are super into non-duality or whatever, and are like, that seems so unattainable. That's something outside of myself. That means
mm,
that I need to get there, and here right now is not good enough because that seems to be the prize I'm going towards.
mm,
And something that really popped out for me recently was I saw someone describe what they feel is a stereotype called the spiritual narcissist.
mm,
Someone that's gone so far into spirituality and into like, there's no person here. The human being is just not real. And there's just the I am, there's just God. So these
yeah.
feelings aren't real either. So no need to push them away. You know what I mean? It's like
Mm,
going so far that direction that you ignore the human experience,
mm,
you
yeah.
know? And it's all things in balance. All things
Hence
in balance.
the 1 foot in the ego, 1 foot in the soul, and we
Yeah.
take that from one of our mentors, Julian Blanc, who, never presented himself as anything spiritual. It was more shadow work and transformational coaching and
Mm.
everything like that, and I had the pleasure of working with him as well in his company. But like, but that always struck me.
Mhm.
That always struck me, like having that having that balance, having 1 foot in the spirit, that knowing that you are part of everything and part of the whole cosmos
Mhm.
and infinite and all of that stuff, and then which is an experience that you can embody, when you move, when you let go, when you move to like the more Christ consciousness embodiment, right?
Mhm.
Um, which is great to shoot for. It's absolutely not necessary to be
Mhm.
in that state, to still have a fulfilled life,
Mm.
and yeah, just at least being in that knowing, and then also recognizing the meat suit
Mhm.
important. Yeah,
Yeah, because wouldn't Christ consciousness or I am or whatever love unconditionally the meat suit,
yeah,
love unconditionally the ego and all the feelings and the thoughts and all that shit.
yeah. So that spiritual narcissism, it feels like, would it be right in saying that it's like some form of emotional bypassing that they're still, mm,
Mhm.
mm, yeah. I can see how people would get, yeah.
Well, you know, you had a. I was there.
Mm,
I went down that route. It seems like quite a common
yeah.
happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I had that when I was like 18, 19, and then I woke up and I was like, whoa, what the fuck is this? You know? And then
Hmm.
I was preaching it, and I was like, because I still think what I was saying was not a bad thing. It was like, I just the world seemed a bit crazy, and like all of this greediness and like the way society was functioning is unsustainable as well, like environmentally as well as like everything else. And I was just like, fuck, I was horrified. But I was projecting it all out there and not focusing on
Mm.
me.
Mm.
And my father, spiritual or not, I'm not entirely sure still, but like he said, first you, then your family, then your community, then the world.
Mm.
And in a way, that whether that's more of a practical, grounded sort of ethos and model, it still works. Like
Yeah.
as within, so without, as above, so below, right? So
Mm.
it's the same thing. Like we focus on yourself, and then the rest follows.
Mm. Inside out versus outside in.
Absolutely, yeah. Because then you're trying to force that to change, and you're saying it's not okay, and it's like you actually have to really be okay with
Mm.
it.
When you point at that thing, say that's not okay, it's actually something within that you're saying isn't
Mm,
okay because the two are linked.
mm,
Same. But, there's a
mm,
feeling within that you're not acknowledging that you're blaming the outside for, you know.
mm,
I need that person to feel the love. I need that money to feel the security
mm,
or the freedom.
mm. I was just thinking back to, as well, my time in when I slipped into a bit of identity politics when I was younger as well, and like
Mm,
I was, with the 99% and all that, and like that kind of idealistic, as most, young adults get into as well. And it was like I never got to that extreme, but like this outrage and everything like that. But like all of that count. I feel it's like, like so for example, when someone gets offended or outraged on behalf of a minority group, or, first of all, why are you labeling them as a minority group? They might not even label themselves that way, you know what I mean? But still, you see what I mean? It's
mm,
like hijacking the outrage of another group that you don't even belong to. And it's like, oh, don't you know how much they've suffered, how much this, how much of that? Like I was watching this comedian, Brad Williams, I think it is, and he's like this, he's a dwarf, he's a little person, not sure of the politically correct term. He doesn't give a shit anyway by this by the looks of it, like
mm.
because he talks about it and makes fun of himself in light of it all. Um, yeah, but he was saying like that kind of outrage on someone else's behalf, and I was thinking like don't you know how much they've suffered, how much, and I'd like to speak to some of those people and be like, it seems like you've gone through a really hard time.
Mm.
You're talking about their pain and all of this and all of that, the world is in so much pain. So how's it going with you?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Mm.
You know,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah. You see how it's
yeah.
projected out there, and
Mm,
we've been reading A Course in Miracles recently that talks about how you looking at them and being like, they're suffering so much. I feel so
mm,
offended on their behalf. You're just perpetuating more of that with your
mm,
judgment. That's still judgment,
mm,
still judgment,
mm,
you know, pointing at something within yourself that's lacking.
mm.
And what came up for me was the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you look at them and say, poor you, you're suffering, you need
Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're perpetuating more of that reality.
Mm. Yeah. exactly. What you focus on expands.
Yeah.
Which comes back to this thing of like, really, it sounds simple, and I ignored the fuck out of it, even though we developed this kind of protocol together, was the preference protocol,
Mm.
right? And I even ignored my own fucking protocol because I felt so drowned in all of this, you know. I didn't see a way to authentically embody it as well, like as in
Hmm.
like to the, my preference was so felt so far out of reach or so like unattainable because maybe I was ignoring what my authentic preference would be, which would be to absolutely commit violence,
Right.
you know, and like and to get right with those dark feelings and those dark you know, for lack of a better term, but those more shadow parts, those like darkness and going through that grief and that anger that was authentically the preference at the time, not, you know, and I was too focused on it having to be love and fucking light, you know, and being light.
Hmm.
Where it's like, no, I needed a dark night of the soul, and I'm still integrating a lot of it. Um, but more like I'm actually receiving it now as well and receiving that part of myself. And like yesterday, spent a whole day just in it, just reveling in it and just, yeah, just whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, because
uh,
if you allow that to do what it's going to do, that is love and light, isn't it?
it is,
Yeah.
showing it love and it's all the same. But it's just like, it's so humbling to get that experience and to come out the other end as well and realize like fuck, you know, like it can happen to you no matter the stage or level. You know, you don't become bulletproof to this at all. You may get more experience and more wisdom and then be able to, you know, the size of the struggles all relative, but you know
Mm.
what I mean? Like to me, that was felt one of the most challenging struggles or the biggest challenges in my life. And then like, okay, so once you're through that, it's like why we say there's power on the when you go through it, not around it, not over it, not under it, but through it. You know, and there is powers because then you can hold the space for a lot.
Mm. Hmm.
You can hold the space for a lot. And then so other things that used to be challenging, just they're not even challenging anymore. But then you can also hold the space for people, you can
Yeah.
hold the space for more love, you can hold the space for just, you know, more complex things, more complex like realities as well, like I don't know, polyamory or like you can hold all that because you're not attached, you're not, you know, and you're doing it authentically as well, if that is authentic to you, as an example. And like all of these, yeah, just realizing these dynamics as well. And yeah, real spiritual dynamics, man. That's the
Yeah, bro.
thing.
Yeah, bro. I know that, it's like, yeah, no one's bulletproof, but I feel myself becoming more bulletproof as I've gone through all this stuff. Things
Right.
that would have things that would have triggered me before no longer.
Hmm.
It's like I'm going up. I'm going up,
Hmm.
but there's still a dip and then an up and then a dip and then an up, rather than just kind of going
Hmm.
along the same thing, which is where a lot of people are stuck.
Yeah, I'd say more the energy just passes through you rather than
Mm.
you're like bulletproof and like, you know,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But as in
yeah.
the awareness that holds all of it and allows all of it is the bulletproof that
Hmm.
allows it all to be itself
Yeah,
moving through. You realize that, that's the part of me that is bulletproof. But then you can fall asleep to that again and go back in and start suffering again.
absolutely.
And that's fine. That's fine. This the whole part of waking up to yourself. It's not linear. You don't suddenly have an experience of fuck, I'm awareness. Everything's
Yeah, I'm
beautiful forever now.
yeah.
Love and light. It's no, you might have a crazy experience, experience of the truth, like fuck,
Mm.
I'm this, and then you fall asleep again. Like, oh fuck, I'm Jamie and I'm worrying about these things and how do I
Mm,
pay rent and all this stuff and
mm, mm,
and then you go, oh, hold on a sec, I can allow this. It's okay.
mm, yeah.
And then it's kind of like up and down and up and down, but
Mm,
I feel like there might be a point where it stabilizes a bit more.
mm,
That's part of the journey, and we'll see, you know?
yeah, we'll see. I
We'll see.
mean, yeah, it does. It does for periods of time, but again, we have so much stimulation, so much noise, so much. It'd be different if we were living like in a cabin in the woods or, in the mountains and it was just
Mhm.
us, for example, and
Mhm.
just by yourself. And maybe that'd be nice to do for a month at a time, like a good dopamine detox and a good stimulation, because like there's a lot of distractions out there. There's a lot of like things that try to grab your attention and we're only human and a lot of it is programmed psychologically to grab your attention and
Mhm. Mhm.
to pull you away and to like you need validation, you need all
Yeah.
this and
Which you, yeah.
think back to those old, even like in the 80s, 90s, those old like we say like Instagram is like this evil thing because of all these, like the kids they're looking at this ideal of like say like girls looking at these models and like this ideal of beauty and this ideal of wealth and the Kardashians, for example. And it's like, well, it's not new really because I mean Vogue magazines existed for how long?
Mhm.
Mary Kay and all of and not just on the female side, but also like, men and like what men should be into. And that's existed forever.
Yeah.
And
Even before
yeah,
that, you had the landed gentry and the aristocrats
right.
that all copied each other. You know, the Victorians and stuff with all the big wigs and the makeup and stuff.
Yeah,
They were all
yeah,
conforming to what they thought was beauty. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So you can
And
imagine they still had those egoic
mm,
comparing myself to you. I feel less than you. I need to do something to fit in type thing. Been going on forever.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, like what is it? You said something as well about yeah, holding space for everything. Like so when I notice those thoughts, those doubts, that fear and everything in
Mm.
my mind now, it's just like giving it that validation and then sitting with it a bit and then like yesterday just taking a whole day off and just being in darkness essentially and going through it, but also like having a conversation with it as well. Like, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. And then it's done. And it's not so it gets done, but like you go through it. You're
Mm.
going through it, you're not bypassing it. And yeah, spiritual bypassing or emotional bypassing can be a tricky thing, like
Mm. Mm.
a sticky web
Yeah, man.
you can get
Yeah, yeah,
tangled
yeah.
up in.
Yeah, it's holding the space for it. Absolutely.
Mm,
Just allowing it to do whatever it's going to do
mm,
to make it. It's like none of this will really work if you're sat here like, okay, I need to go through this. Okay. Like you're brunting against it.
mm,
Like finally, when I'm through the other side, then I'll feel better. It's a very
mm,
sincere, I've had enough. I've fucking had enough of the suffering.
mm.
And I'm willing to crucify myself on the cross, to go, okay, do what you will.
Yeah,
Boom, I'm
yeah.
open.
You just
Allow
reminded
it
me of,
to be all it's going to be,
yeah, exactly.
you know?
Exactly. And
And
you just
that's,
reminded me of this song, man.
oh, yeah.
Yes. Was it, was it this one? Yeah, you carry on. I'm gonna find this and then put this on just
Yeah,
for
sure,
shit.
sure. Yeah, go for it. And, that's where the whole idea of forgiveness, which again is reading the Course in Miracles, talks about that a lot,
Mm,
is you've been conditioned with all this stuff. Can you
mm,
finally allow it to come up into the light,
mm.
be purified? Talks about
Yeah.
it talks about atonement. This is the correcting of the error that is fear, is what it says. But it's not like that's wrong, I need to correct it. It's, oh no, that's me too, and that's okay. The correction comes from that's not separate. That's not something I have to push away anymore. It's me. Why am I afraid of that? Can I accept it? Can I love it? That's me.
Mm,
All of it.
mm.
Not just the happiness, the joy, the things I'd prefer to feel, but the sadness, the shame, the guilt, the frustration, the whole lot.
Yeah.
Because what is there to be afraid of if
Mm,
there's just you here?
mm.
Logic,
Correct.
you can logically understand that. Nothing.
Mm. Yeah. What is there to fear, really?
Yeah. And
Mm.
sitting with that, I've sat with that a fair bit, and you get all these thoughts start wrapping, saying, "Oh no, oh God, yeah, oh no, that's scary, oh dear, oh dear." And something that came up for me very recently was with the thoughts that ego um, suddenly say, "Well, if that's true, then my entire life so far has been a lie."
Mm.
Almost trying to pull me into feeling guilty and like, fuck. It's like, no, is that okay too?
Mm.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the question. Is it? And it's okay if it isn't. Like, meet yourself where you're at. And if it isn't, then you go from there. And that's
Yeah,
the authenticity about it as well. Like, you don't have to
yeah, yeah.
force yourself to be okay with what is right now. It's like, what's the authentic response? No, I'm not.
Mm,
Okay, cool. Because that's you going through it then. It's like, no, I'm not.
mm.
That's meeting yourself where you're at.
So
And
yeah,
that, and, yeah, and
yeah,
then going through it that way. That's okay, because again, it's not about being in this high vibe, positive, like saintly fucking space.
mm,
It's about being true to yourself. And that
mm,
reminds me of this trifecta that Dr. David Hawkins spoke about, which was love, truth, and power. So
mm,
love being love, abundance, whatever, all of it. And then truth, authenticity, same thing, and then power, that empowerment. And those three are combined.
mm.
And when you occupy that sort of that joining of those three. It's a
Yeah, man.
very powerful place.
Mm. Because if you
Mm.
can admit, no, actually, it's not okay,
And that's okay.
and that's okay, that's actually saying it not being okay is okay. That's the weird paradox. You're actually
Mm.
unconditionally loving that,
Mm. Yeah.
but it's not okay.
Mm.
And
Mm.
that's the shift that allows you to pass
Mm.
through. And you said it allows it to pass through. And then you said it's like you don't have to be in this saintly, positive feeling, but the that experience of accepting it actually feels good,
Mm.
weirdly,
Mm.
and feels saintly, and it's a positive experience
Mm. In
to
itself,
accept
yeah.
that negative experience.
Mm. Mm.
Mm.
It's all an experience. It all just
Yeah.
is what it is. If we can let go of those labels and just come to it is what it is.
Hmm.
Not good, not bad, not positive, not negative. It is what it is. Can you be okay with that?
Yeah.
No, no, that's okay. Yes, that's okay. Like it doesn't matter. Whatever's true.
Mm.
is more of a priority than what you think ought to be the answer.
Yeah.
Mm,
Mm. Because yeah, that's again thinking about it
mm,
rather than feeling it.
mm, exactly.
Mm.
So yeah, just maybe to leave some ending thoughts as well is you know, ask yourself what is your prayer and your gateway?
Mm.
What is your way to that to feeling that connection to yourself? And whichever way works for you and is authentic is great. Like and essentially give it all up, give it all to life, you know. Um, express yourself without apology and ask yourself as well, what is it you are engaging with? Um,
Mm.
and that's not to be mistaken with like bypassing the authenticity of being angry, like because if you resist that, then you're engaging with it in a way that's going to perpetrate it rather than just going through it authentically.
Mm.
And these are some little flavors and little seeds of real spiritual dynamics, really. It's like,
Mm. It's whatever's real for you right now.
yeah,
Mm.
it's my parting thoughts for this.
Cool, man. Yeah. Yeah. Did you want to play that song?
No, it's okay. No, it was just because you said about crucifying yourself, and it brought me back to this song that my religion teacher at school actually played for us. It's a fucking distant memory, man. Like 19 years old, this song, but it's called "Crucify My Love" by
Right.
this Japanese band.
Mm.
It's it's quite I don't know why it's
Mm.
just
Actually,
a
yeah.
fuck.
Yeah. Careful of copyright. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
send me the listen afterwards.
And it's just like you say crucify yourself, and I was like, crucify my love. Like the chorus just came out in my head. I was like, fucking hell. Ah, we're there, are we?
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
uh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yes, again, we're not pretending to know all the answers, but we're just
Mm.
shooting the shit and
Mm.
expressing ourselves in our way about this. And yeah. Yeah, I'm done. I'm
Cool.
tired. Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers,
Uh,
everyone, then. Yeah. Cool.
yeah.
Thanks for watching if
So,
you got this far. Um,
yeah. Thanks for indulging.
I don't know about our masterclass anymore because of what you said earlier. We'll have a chat. But if you want
Well,
to talk to us and stuff,
yeah, if you want to
wanna
reach
come
out,
on
talk
there. If
to
you want to
us.
come on here and have a chat with us, then
Yeah, more than happy. More
Yeah.
than happy to chat. And we've got a list of people, a list of guests that we want on, and we'll be appearing on some other podcasts soon too.
Mm.
So you'll see us around, and maybe you'll see some other interesting people that you already know on here. And yeah, just really going into this world and exploring it. And it's a worthwhile, for me, it feels like a worthwhile endeavor and a worthwhile exploration to commit to this and to really, because I have had that experience and like living in that real faith and like, and I was like, fuck, I'm not religious, but I know God. Like, how the fuck is that possible?
Mm.
That kind of thing. And I was like, whoa,
Mm.
not that I was like a strict atheist or anything like that before, but like really getting this experience of it
Yeah.
and then like completely losing that faith too. And then it's like, okay, so I got like, bam, I got the experience of it, and then I completely rejected it all
Mm.
again. And then like, fuck, and then like now's the work to really integrate it, if you know what I mean. So, and I feel like that is a gift because it becomes more, let's say, part of the identity as a whole. There's like a knowing, there's like I'm excited for it because it's like I know that yes, you can just go snap bang, you have this epiphany, you're like, whoa, and then like you want that to be forever and you get attached to it and then you lose it
Mm.
all.
Mm.
But but then also it's like, okay, all right, I got humbled and and I don't know everything
Mm,
and that's okay. And now it's all about me worshiping in my own way
mm,
and trusting and learning to trust and learning to love unconditionally again
mm,
and releasing all of this stuff so that then I may come into a state where this is more, I'm not doing it for that, but I feel like that seems to be the way. I feel like that's the
mm.
what going through all of this is like you kind of slow it all down and you start really living from it and it becomes and it is like a more permanent, if you want to say, like I don't
Mm,
like using that, I
mm.
don't know another word, but like more of a
Baseline.
you, yeah, baseline,
Mm.
a baseline.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
your baseline authentic self.
Mm,
It's like
mm,
the sincere movement towards that. And that's
mm,
not really, I don't see that as adding anything on. It's like letting go of what's false
mm,
that's blocking you.
mm,
Not, it's not, none of it actually is. It's you're blocking yourself by holding on.
mm.
But,
Yep.
you know?
And we're offering which is I would say around a $300 value is a free self-concept audit where you get to sit with one of us and experience our coaching, which is not us telling you how to do anything or how to live or how to do this. It's really exploring you and allowing you to explore yourself and holding a space for you that allows you to really to really come up with your own alignment and your own path and what that means for you and your truth. And if you haven't ever touched that or sampled that, tasted that, it's a beautiful experience, and we're offering that completely free. And to all of our viewers and listeners as a thank you, and like if you want to work with us from there on, like on a more consistent basis, there are some offerings as well. But if you just leave it that, I think that you'll already have a really good North Star and to this preparation just to yeah, especially for those that are feeling a bit lost and they don't know what the right thing is and maybe they've already experienced so much therapy or coaching or ayahuasca or like all of these different manifestation things. Do I need to do this? Do I, like at the end of the day, it's about discovering what's real for you. And that's what we assist with, and that is our USP, not our UPS. That's and that is why we're in this space because we do recognize that there's a lot of misinterpretation and misinformation almost
Mm,
and a bit of leading and a bit of vulturism going on, which I feel I've been put on this earth to really correct a little bit as well,
mm,
in the sense of like let's keep it real, let's keep it true, and we can all win together.
mhm,
So
mhm.
yeah. So yeah, send us a DM. We'll send you the booking link. That's all there, all in our information description and wherever that might be.
Yeah,
So
let's do it. Cool, man. Cheers, everyone. Thanks for coming.
cheers, peace out. A-Town. Do 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 do.